In case you were wondering about the world's deadliest bird, you want to stay put for number 1, since there are more birds in this more cerebral than certain others when it comes to shattering bones. So relax and let us examine these precarious birds. Number 20. Great Northern Loon. The loon is a large water bird that lives on the lakes of North America and Europe. It is probably best known as the bird that appears on and is the nickname of the Canadian currency, the loonie. They are also famous for their call, a kind of echoey, yodeling wail often heard in the background of movies set in this part of the world as it adds instant atmosphere. This common loon can measure up to 3 feet, 1 meter in length and weigh 12 oz, 5 kilograms. Feeding primarily on fish, they are equipped with a heavy dagger-like bill, which is what gets them onto this list. So sharp and tough is this beak that North American Indians used them as arrowheads. The loons, however, prefer to use them to fight and defend themselves. Although fights between male loons are not common, there is a 30% fatality rate when they do. Number 19. Emu. Large, flightless birds, emus are generally cordial and inquisitive, and like all other nice creatures, they have their limits. When they want to attack, they do so mercilessly. Emus can weigh up to 150 pounds, the majority of which is packed within their thigh muscles and legs. The full weight of their legs is felt when they deliver a kick on their perceived threat. Number 18. Red-tailed hawk. Red-tailed hawks are prominently found in Alaska, the West Indies, and North America. They happen to be very intelligent birds of prey. Despite their small size, the red-tailed hawks are vicious hunters. They mostly feed on snakes, birds, squirrels, and rats. If you think this bird is dangerous, wait until you see number 1. It's genuinely fatal by accident. Number 17. Australian magpie. There are numerous varieties of magpies, such as the American magpies and Eurasian magpies. However, none of these are as lethal as the Australian magpies. They are, without a doubt, among the most agitated birds in the world during the spring. In Queensland, a man passed away following a magpie from Australia, stabbing him in the neck, causing damage to his spinal cord. Number 16. The golden eagle. The great golden eagles are predatory birds that primarily traverse the northern hemisphere. They are typically perceived as the representation of power and freedom. They typically transport their victim to greater altitudes, drop it, and allow gravity to take control as the eagle arrives and begins to consume the prey. Number 15. Snowy owl. Among the largest owls are snowy owls, from which their name originates. With their numerous delicate, pristine feathers and small, soft heads, snowy owls are incredibly beautiful. Their preferred technique entails dive bombing the victim's head, then continuing to peck and squeeze with their claws. Due to their keen abilities, these attacks can result in severe head injuries that could ultimately lead to the victim's death. Number 14. Crowned eagle. Crowned eagles are frequently called the leopards of the skies, as only a ferocious being can be referred to as such. They primarily consume monkeys, but can pursue larger targets, including but not limited to people. They even go after antelopes weighing up to 30 kilograms with their enormous, pointed, and powerful talons. Number 13. European herring gull. European herring gulls are typically convicted of 2 offenses: larceny of food and assaulting people. They become even more combative during the nesting season. Sadly, they nest in residential areas, resulting in people being inherently dangerous to birds. An attack by a European herring gull is possible merely to get their beaks on food. Number 12. Crow. Pros include being bold, stunning, black, and extremely lethal. Their primary food source is grubs, worms, and insects, although occasionally they might choose a bigger target. Crows have a history of boldly stealing meat straight from the jaws of their predators. Their intelligence is what makes them lethal. Number 11. Blue jay. Blue jays are charming, adorable tiny birds featuring vivid blue plumage. It's very entertaining to watch them bathe. Breathtaking blue jays are the real depiction of possible looks. While their appearance may be misleading, they're not the type of birds you believe could be harmful. However, these birds can be extremely antagonistic, particularly if you are obstructing their ability to eat. Number 10. Superior northern loon. The big diving loons of the Great North are birds that can be found regularly in lakes in Europe and North America. They are so bold that they even launch attacks on their apex predators, particularly marine. What distinguishes bald eagles and otters are their bills, which are pointed like spears and dangerous. Number 9. Peregrine falcon. If you're trying to find the quickest bird in the world, it's this one. In response, the eagles possess a breathtaking dive that takes place at a staggering 240 miles per hour. When hunting, this speed is employed. These incredibly swift birds attack their prey, having sufficiently firm feet to stun or even murder the prey. Occasionally, they carry the target and kill it by biting its neck. Number 8. The great horned owl. The greatest horned owls include owls that are fierce and fiercely protective of their nest. They have reportedly carried out prominent assaults on gullible runners who use trails that are close to their nesting areas. Even though they primarily consume tiny animals, sometimes they target larger prey. Number 7. Quiet swan. Among the biggest are mute swans. The world's duck population isn't even disputed that they are likewise among the most elegant animals, particularly when the two of them are so near to one another to take the shape of a heart. His kayak was assaulted by swans, which stopped him from swimming in the direction of the coast, which led to his drowning. Number 6. Harpy eagle. Harpy eagles typically inhabit Southern America and claim to be the most powerful. The ironic thing about eagles on the globe is that even though it is one of the biggest and the most deadly eagles rumored to have never used a flying sword to murder a man at least 50 miles per hour, they are certain to harm when they land. These birds favor their prey, transporting their entire meal to their nest. Number 5. The Griffon vulture. Upon hearing the term vulture, the first thing that springs to mind is that they are scavengers, which possess a sense of smell so excellent that occasionally they don't even allow the animals engaged in hunting to possess the initial bite. After they consume a carcass in 45 minutes or less, it is said that they have a bald head so that there is never a need for cleaning. Number 4. Pitahui. Among the Papuan jungles lies New Guinea, the world's most deadly bird. Pitahui is poisonous through its skin and plumes identical to the one that is primarily seen in poison dart frogs. The neurotoxic agent is referred to as batrachotoxin. The fact that these birds are more intriguing, not poisoned at birth. They acquire it from the little insects they consume. Number 3. Ostrich. Ostriches are scary in and of themselves. Though they can't fly, they can run, and not simply run, but do so at a 43 miles per hour pace. Ostriches that take off are not fond of trespassers, despite what most people believe. Their two-toed legs can deliver kicks with such force to crush the lungs punctured by the rib cage, killing their target in seconds. Number 2. Southern cassowary. The winner is the southern cassowary. This bird is the deadliest in the world because of a dagger-like claw on their third toe that serves as justification. Sufficient to avoid provoking a cassowary, they are highly hostile, even when kept in captivity. All it takes is one kick to rip the flesh apart, fractured bones that result in internal damage or worse, demise. They never concede an argument. They will leap, kick, peck, leap at their prey, and even shithed. In 2012, a visitor to Queensland was tossed into the lake and off a ledge by a cassowary. In 1926, 2 southern cassowaries tossed a tick at brothers. It ultimately caused one of them to die, cutting the vein in his jugular. Number 1. Lamergaier. Bearded Lamergaiers are another name for vultures, and to be explicit, they are just as vicious as they appear. It is said to massage iron oxide containing soil, giving it a menacing demonic glance. Vultures primarily consume carrion, however typically there are more Lamergaiers curious about the bone marrow they seize. Thanks for watching, kindly like and subscribe for more videos. Do you know any dangerous bird not mentioned here? Please mention in the comment section.